G'day. We're here in Fitzroy's beautiful Edinburgh Gardens on the first Saturday since Stage 4's lockdown restrictions have been lifted here in Melbourne. And we're here to check the vibe. We're here to see how people are doing, feeling, about things being open again. Just ask them how they're going. Welcome to the Fresh Serve. So mate, how are you feeling? It's the first Saturday since lockdown's eased.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. Everyone's behaving themselves.
Get around the fellas.
That's it.
G'day, how's it going?
Yeah, really good. It's a bit overwhelming, but it's good to be out in the public. Yep.
Making eye contact with strangers again is kind of, yeah.
I don't know what they're feeling though.
What was the sort of first thing you did on Wednesday when the restrictions eased?
Had a panic attack because I didn't really know what I was going to do. I don't know.
What was the first things you did once the lockdown ended on Wednesday?
I went for a skate and a beer.
Nice. So how are you feeling? First Saturday since restrictions eased. How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. Like I've just been going out every day, completely forgotten about uni.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with friends and shopping heaps.
Yeah, what was the sort of first thing you booked or first thing you kind of looked to do when you got the news?
I think the first thing I did was I literally just went into a store. I went for a walk and went to the first store that I could go into.
Let me in! So how are you feeling about the restrictions easing?
Oh, pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's good to be able to come out here, play some ball, see my mates.
Yeah?
Yeah, feeling great, man. Feeling great. It's only going to get better from here as well.
What were the first things you did once the lockdown eased?
Oh man, got to the park. Saw a big group of mates for the first time.
So how was lockdown 2.0?
It was harder than the first one. The first one was it felt like a bit of a novelty, and we were all just like, it's going to be over. This isn't real. And I think the second part was, reality set in, and we realised that we were in this for the long haul.
How was lockdown 2 different to lockdown 1?
Oh, it was just it just felt never ending, It was just an indefinite time. So it was it's hard to stay positive because everyone's asking, when are we getting out, when are we getting out? No one really knows, so.
How would you describe your lockdown 2 versus lockdown 1?
Oh, lockdown 2 was so much worse than lockdown 1. I think lockdown 1 was kind of exciting and we'd never really experienced anything like that before. And then lockdown 2 was just depressing. That was hard. That was a hard one, yeah.
Did your social Zooms drop off?
Yeah, the first time round it was a Zoom every day, and then the second time round I swear I went to 2 Zooms.
Were there any hobbies that you picked up in season 1 that you dropped in season 2?
I didn't actually do anything in season 1, but I picked up a few in season 2. I sort of, because it was the novelty of it, I guess I just didn't really want to commit to anything because I didn't really know how long it was going to be.
Is your weekend jam-packed this weekend already with bookings?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of bookings for parks, just a little picnic. Yeah.
And the group inboxes went off.
Yeah.
Everyone's just
Let's go to the pub,
let's do anything we can.
Yeah, let's be anywhere but indoors.
Yep, 100%.
Now, what else have you got booked already now? Has your week been filling up?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm just texting everyone I can, making sure the word Zoom isn't.
Sending the feelers out?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone's
Zoom.
keen. Everyone's keen.
Do you think you'll ever do a social Zoom again?
I'll never do any kind of Zoom again.
Yeah, just
no, working from home.
Not
I'm
even a
flat
work
out.
one. Yeah, just.
No, I had a fireproof meeting the other day, and I was like, I'm just flat out. I just refuse.
Was that them just telling you to get your smoke detectors checked, or?
No, it was wild because it's what do you do if there's a fire? And everyone's working from home, so just don't go into work and we'll be right. That's what I was thinking.
Don't set a fire in your house.
Yeah. If the office is on fire, just don't move, boys. We're all right. So.
What were some of your new interests or hobbies?
I just started getting into street art.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what we've learned so far after interviewing about half a dozen people is that I look like I work for Channel 9 apparently. And the last person who rejected us said, I don't want to be on the news, which could be a compliment or an insult depending on your view. But yeah, let's keep going. What did you think of the sort of media coverage of the lockdown in Melbourne in general?
I think it was very well covered.
Yeah?
I think sometimes the decisions were maybe made too fast and not considering certain businesses. Like they could have been more compromising and not just this sort of black and white. More space for the individual needs.
What did you think about the sort of media coverage of the lockdown in general, especially towards the end there?
So over the top. It got to the point where it's just like, it was just so, it was like they're making us feel overwhelmed when it really, we should have been able to ease into this nicely, but it was just like bang.
So would you say helped or hurt your
I think they're so negative all the time. Like even with the restrictions, they're always posting stuff like Melbourne's so scared of third lockdown. Like let us have this little bit of like freedom. Like it's always just so negative. It's because it's not profitable.
I don't hate Dan Andrews. I'll just say it. I think that when you, like those statistics came out and it compared us, Melbourne to say London, and we had 700 cases a day. Then we went into hard lockdown, London didn't go into lockdown, and now, they're up into the tens of thousands. I think that sort of puts it into perspective.
What did you think of the media coverage of the lockdown in general? How did that that help you or hurt your experience?
Didn't see it, didn't watch it, didn't care.
Yeah.
Just stuck with the facts of, just watching the press releases when I needed to. And I think, the media can blow things out of proportion too much. And I think just go with the facts, and that's the best way to do it.
Should be right.
Science is golden.
Science is golden. How do you feel about the media coverage of the lockdown in general?
I tried to not watch as much news, just because it was the same thing every day. Your lives become like the Hunger Games, and each day you're waking up and seeing how many cases there is and stuff. But I think you just do your bit, and I guess listen to what we're being told to do, I guess, to an extent. And hopefully it's over. So with all this time, it's paid off, and all the other countries that maybe have higher figures than us.
I don't think we would trade our position for that many places right now.
Nah, we're in a good position. Yeah.
Where were you getting most of your news throughout the lockdown?
Didn't have TV at the time, so mainly Facebook and news outlets and stuff. Probably like The Guardian.
Yeah. Did you keep paying attention to the news, or were you just kind of like
off? Completely off. I got all my. I still don't really know the restrictions. I just wait for the Facebook text messages, because when everyone makes an infographic, that's right down my alley. Yeah. I can't read that full.
Note to media companies out there: infographics. Let's invest in those.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you feel like? What was the kind of media coverage in general? Did it feel a bit negative, or what was the?
Yeah, I'm one of those. I think the whole media coverage is a bit negative in general, because it's easy to narrate on negative stuff than positive stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, it was definitely negative. So I mean, the best thing for everyone, which no one really took note of, was just to tune out. That kind of was better for everyone's mental health. But
what did you think about the sort of media coverage of the lockdown in general?
Well, I think that all Murdoch-owned media articles were terrible, and it was really unfair. And that there was definitely a bias against Dan Andrews.
Bias, you hear that?
And I think that the media that wasn't run by Murdoch was definitely a lot more unbiased, and they were trying to look at both sides of it. But I definitely think Dan got a bad rep, and he had a really tough time dealing with all that. And I'm not a supporter of Dan, but he dealt with that. It was a tough time.
Have you signed the Kevin Rudd Murdoch petition?
We were literally just talking about
There we go. Shout out Murdoch. We'll add something. Murdoch media bias, media diversity. 400,000 signatures, I think it's had.
Biggest ever online.
Biggest ever. We care more about that than climate change, which no, we won't. We'll figure it out.
I started to kind of tune out of it a bit because got to get the score here.
Yeah, I mean, you can't lose on camera. This is...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, eventually I started to tune out of it because it was kind of saying the same kind of shit every day. Yeah, it is a bit of a downer. I'd see the case numbers and then just trying not.
Somehow the footage of me scoring 3 buckets in a row got corrupted. I mean, that's so weird. Anyway, welcome to the Fresh Serve. Nice to meet you. My name's Tom. I'm a dude from Melbourne who somehow at the age of 30 found some fire in my belly and decided to spend a little bit less time consuming and a little bit more time creating the type of media that I and kind of hopefully you might enjoy. I also post sketches and original series and podcast clips to Instagram if that's your jam too. This is the part where I have to encourage you to do the like and comment and share things if you somehow already haven't. I know it's a little bit awkward, but we are living in an algorithm world, and I am an algorithm boy. I don't know that anyone under 25 is even going to get that reference, but here we are. Peace.
Bang!
Alright, thanks for the game.
Good game, man.
Just imagine having the power to not post the footage of you being scored on, and still doing so anyway. That could well be the most integrity you find in the media this year.